disappoint them, just want them to see me eat. Yeah, the devil that be talking is my only enemy. So to make them mad, I go and take out all the sin in me. Yeah, the man in the mirror staring right back at me. I don't wanna disappoint them, just want them to see me eat. Yeah, the devil that be talking is my only enemy. So to make them mad, I go and take out all the sin in me. I'ma roll up, gotta trust the process, so I'll never give my soul up. Try to come back when I make it, Brody, I don't know ya. If you talk down on my people, we gon' leave you toe up. Keep them lips zip on the rip, yeah. Going to the future, so I gotta take my mask up. You think I like waiting, I ain't waiting, I'ma blast up. Ain't getting no yards, boy, you ain't getting that pass up. Yeah, these folk be taking pictures, better take the flash. Yeah, the man in the mirror staring right back at me. I don't wanna disappoint him, just want him to see me eat. Yeah, the devil that be talking is my only enemy. So to make him mad, I go and take out all the sin in me. Yeah, the man in the mirror staring right back at me. I don't wanna disappoint him, just want him to see me eat. Yeah, the devil that be talking is my only enemy. So to make him mad, I go and take out all the sin in me. Yeah, the man in the mirror staring right back at me. I don't wanna disappoint him, just want him to see me eat. Yeah, the devil that be talking is my only enemy. So to make him mad, I go and take out all the sin in me.
You are in the right place. That's the sign from God.
It's my community, man. Like, it's where I was raised. It's where I grew up at.
That table that's empty.
Spent more than half my life in this area right here. People ask me, like, man, you changed your life, bro. I know you gave your life to the Lord. Hey, you still from? Like, yeah, I'm still from here. How can I not be from where I came? I'm still from here, man. You know, my position is just switched in the area where I come from. God took me out only to clean me up, to put me back in.
So we're going to be screening,
I'm in this war for real, in this spiritual war.
Here. Okay. And then Amy will
I'm
be
good,
man.
At
11 over there.
I mean, if he good,
and then so people who's
I
gotta
be
following
good.
her will be going there. Two. While this is kind of coexisting, and then when
get out.
Hey, what a love at? Most times when you give it, ain't no love back. Even when they drag your name through the mud, do it from a distance, but still show them love. Trust me, it ain't easy to do, but what's hard for me may be easy for you. What's a dilemma when I'm walking in God's image, and then it's a situation that turn you into a dentist? I just want to take a sheath out. He a Beacon Street dude. I'ma show him what the beef out. But that's anger plus pride. It's a ball after. Man, I'm tripping. Need prayer. Gotta call pastor. Man, I just had a weak moment, but I get my power back when I speak on it. Gotta be a peacemaker until my time up, cause I'm living Christ life, a nut working 9 up. Hey, I'm good. Even when my money low, I'm good. I gotta keep the fire burning, I'm wood. Look, I'm alive, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Hold up, he good. Even when I fall short, he good. When nobody show me love, he would. So when you see me in the turf or the hood, I'm good. I'll be tripping off COVID, chilling with asthma. He doing bad at the blood bank, giving him plasma. Hold up, last couple weeks he been feeling depressed, cause he's still waiting on the stimulus check, but it's all good.
Test.
I prayed with him, then slid him some bread. Told him don't let that negative energy get in his head. He said, it's like I got it, then I don't. Hey, bro, I've been up, down, low. But it is what it is. Keep the money in the fashion, homie, we just wanna live. Round here, no ceasefire, street choirs. Sing hymns, but not of him. Reach higher. Stop panicking from the pandemic, a man gimmick. Shenanigans got their hands in it, a plan scrimmage. Now everybody on the ledge. Hey, me, I just believe in what he said instead. Hey, I'm good. Even when my money low, I'm good. I gotta keep the fire burning, I'm wood. Look, I'm alive, I'm good, I'm good. Hold up, he good.
What can I do for you? And this is for the people that need the
So when you see me in the turf or the hood, I'm good. I'm just trying to live my life for God, for my kid, my wife. Against the enemy,
people
I
out
stay
there
chained.
gonna give it,
Let the world change.
Lord, cause I care.
Stay battle ready in the war zone, pressing these demons till it's more gone. And we ain't finna back down, never. Back down, never, ever. Hey, I'm good. Even when my money low, I'm good. I gotta keep the fire burning, I'm wood. Look, I'm alive,
so that when you get to the table, you're already aware of what's happening. So, Lynette or whomever. Okay, this is Roberge, Rainville. You're going to stay right here on this side here. Yeah, stay on this side.
That's too tall. All right. Morning. Yes, I've written a few books, and one of them, first one I wrote was The Prodigal Son, Luke 15. One of my favorite passage or portion of scriptures is when Jesus talks about the prodigal son. I weave the whole story about him. He doesn't tell us what his name is, where he went, how much money he took off with, who was the names of his brother and sisters, his father's names, mother's. It's all in here though. So it's a novel, but the portion of scripture is in there solid. This next book I wrote, kind of the last one I wrote, one of the last ones. 50-50 split that involves two vagrants in New York City that are just homeless people basically, and the rich guy gets this idea of having an urban adventure. So he has a cashier's check of $200,000 mailed by a bank, cuts it in half, give half the check to a guy on the north side of Manhattan, half the check to a guy on the south side. They don't know each other. They got to find each other in the middle of Times Square during a major event. Now, if you've been to Times Square during a major event, got thousands of people. They got till 4 o'clock to find each other, get to the bank, and get their $100,000 each, 50-50 split. It's very cool. All kinds of twists and turns. The mob guy in there. You would love George Henry Freeman. He's slick. He's one of the vagrants. Anyway, this one took me 42 years to write because I'm not a typist. And back when I got the idea, only a typewriter. I'm not a typist. The cut and paste with the typewriter would be a nightmare for. All right. Anyway, so computers came along. This was perfect. I could cut and paste like crazy. Plus, I could use the modern cell phones so these guys could keep track of each other. Okay. Anyway, this one here, South Buffalo, the way it was. I'm a baby boomer, so we had a get together somewhere in one of the bars, Talty's Bar, which is right down the street down here, and from just the old guys from the old neighborhood, the old timers. And after a while, I thought, all these stories going around, somebody should write a book about South Buffalo. But South Buffalo entails 8 different boroughs. They're all on the back here. Okay. So that one took me about 10 years. So people say, oh, you wrote a book. Oh, well, that's nice. They have no idea what 10 years of work is. About at least 15 trips just the first ward alone. Okay, then the Valley, Seneca Babcock, Seneca Street, Abbott Road, McKinley, South Park. I interviewed in the back, you see names back here, over 100 people, about 130 people that I interviewed. So it's not a small task. At any rate, this is very cool. It's got a lot of history in there. Start with World War I, our great-grandparents who raised some of the baby boomers, and then the greatest generation of World War II, Korea, Vietnam. But it goes into all kinds of things about South Buffalo, a lot of history, a lot of different places and photos. Okay, Route 62, yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to ask you a question about if you belong to the Irish Center. And if you
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Have you been there speaking before?
Yeah, I've been to yes, I sold books out there, yeah. This route right here, how long is it? 62, South Park.
Oh, it goes all the way across the country. 62 goes from one.
You're close. Goes down to Juarez, Mexico, up to that, okay? Yeah. So if you stayed on 62, you'd end up in southern Texas to the border. At any rate, so it took me about 10 years to write this, and I did a second writing. The first book was about half of this. I was working full-time, part-time, and I got hit with prostate cancer, so I figured I better get this book out before I can't finish it. So I got the first book out, and somebody said, well, you got to write another one, so here it is.